Once you've been filming on your camera, vlogging camera, or any type of camera for so long, filming on your phone seems so low budget. I feel like I'm making a Tubi video or something, Tubi movie. But nevertheless, okay, so there is y'all, you probably like, how you just gonna not Tubi then come into the message? No shade. There is a spirit of fear that is amongst many right now. For those of you this is for, please, again, take this back to the Lord, test the spirit, see if and how this applies to you. Please do not prematurely grab this message. With that being said, there's a spirit of fear that is amongst many right now. But here's the thing, for those of you who are standing for your marriages, right, that the Lord himself has promised you or revealed to you, this is your spouse, or I'm going to restore it. If you have completed your process, part of your spouse's judgment, part of their correction, and I just released a message called This Kind on my YouTube, so head over there to watch it. But part of your spouse's judgment and correction is that tormenting spirit, like that came from the Lord that was sent on King Saul, that David was the only one able to play the instrument to soothe him during that time. The thing is, your spouses, there is a spirit of fear attached to them. With that being said, you are feeling like, and for those this applies to, you'll be able to relate to it right away. You are feeling like you're starting to have the thoughts of things your spouse is doing, could possibly be doing, maybe things that they've done, being unfaithful before in the past. Like those thoughts are coming back. You've played out all these scenarios. Every time you get a blank moment to even think, you could not even be thinking about them, and suddenly you're thinking, could they be texting someone? Could they be with someone? Is there someone else? Have they found someone else? Like that type of thing. You are, the counterfeit is loud in your face right now in your season. Not saying that you're having conversations with an actual person, but the thought of a counterfeit, even if they do or don't have a counterfeit, that is just loud and in your face. The thing is, that is your spouse's portion right now with that tormenting spirit. But where the enemy is coming in and playing your face and being two-faced right now, he's making you think that is what's going on, when in all reality, he wants you to misdiagnose and mislabel what Holy Spirit is actually trying to show you. Holy Spirit is actually giving you insight as to what your spouse is dealing with and enduring. Doesn't matter if they're telling you that or not. You guys got to be able to be anchored, thank you, Holy Spirit, in what the Lord is revealing to you and what the Lord is saying to you, in spite of your husband or wife saying or not saying something to back up what God told you. Does that make sense? With that being said, the moment that you come into agreement with the spirit of fear, you can no longer see correctly. And I'm speaking about you as a standard. Your discernment is off. Your knowledge and understanding is off because you've come into agreement with something that was not your portion. Rather than taking this back to the Lord, why do I suddenly feel like I'm having all these thoughts of my spouse being with the counterfeit? Rather than just sitting with that and allowing Holy Spirit to unfold and reveal to you, oh, that's actually what your spouse is going through. You've accepted it. Thank you, Holy Spirit, and come into agreement with it for yourself. So what the Lord is trying to show you and trying to reveal to you and trying to get to you, it's just going right over your head because you've come into agreement with the unclean spirit. You've come into agreement with something that's not your portion. This is why you have to be so intentional. I teach this on Married to Purpose, knowing your season. If you know your season, that you've completed a process, thank you, Holy Spirit, for the enemies we see today, we will see forever no more. Though they may come at you one way, they scatter seven different ways. If the Lord has revealed that you have endured your time of testing and trying in that season, in that space, remember I said the devil can't attack you in that way anymore. You don't know that the devil has been served an eviction notice. I take that back. Thank you, Holy Spirit. You do know. You're just not coming into agreement with it because the devil's like, boo, all in your face, right? The fact that the enemy has been served an eviction notice, he can't get you the way that he used to get you. But if you still keep allowing him to take up residence, thank you, Holy Spirit, in your minds and in your hearts, you're allowing the enemy to take up residence when the Lord has already served him a cease and desist letter. He has already given him an eviction notice in this. You're coming into agreement with something that he really has no say in. Does that make sense? So you have to be anchored in what the Lord has told you. You have to be anchored in knowing what your season is, because once you come into agreement with what the Lord has said your season is, when the enemy comes to try and make you think he still has time to play you for a fool in that season, you will know, devil, you're a liar. Your time is up. You can't attack me that way anymore. I've already served my time. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I've already stewarded that space well. But for those of you that still get tossed to and fro with what the Lord has said to you and what the Lord has said about you, we talked about this last night on Married to Purpose. When you still get tossed to and fro, the enemy can make you think he still has legal rights to do something that he's already been served an eviction notice. So now those attacks are illegal attacks that you've come into agreement with. So I say all of that to say, if this applies to you, first you have to come into agreement with the fact that you've endured that season. So that testing for you is over, okay? Now the fact that you may be having these thoughts, you've taken this back to the Lord. Holy Spirit will confirm yay or nay. This is what your spouse is going through. You're taking what they're going through as your own portion, and you're causing yourselves unnecessary suffering. You're causing yourselves unnecessary warfare. And at that point, you're seeing through the wrong lens. Look at it like you're putting on your friend's pair of glasses, or glasses. I talked about this in my YouTube video, glasses maybe from another season, maybe that you wore. You can't see the same anymore. So the moment you come into agreement with that fear or a portion that's not your own, that hasn't been assigned to you, right? Now things that the Lord is speaking to you and revealing to you and showing you, you're missing it because your discernment is all the way off. Your lens is not accurate. You're seeing through a hazy lens, a clouded lens. Everything is inaccurate at that point. Thank you, Holy Spirit. You can't even trust your discernment because your discernment is not, you're not allowing the Lord to fine tweak you and tune that station that you need to be listening to him on. So when you know your season, this is what the devil fears. You actually knowing your season, you coming into agreement with it, you knowing the power and the authority that you have. He fears that because now when he tries to come at you with the hoorah, it doesn't scare you anymore. You're not running back with your tails tucked between your legs. You're not shy. You're not timid. You're bold. Devil, you are a liar. That's not my portion. I don't come into agreement with that. I don't accept that. Stop getting on the enemy's level. Stop coming off your wall. Stop coming out of your fixed position. Notice I keep showing you here. Your inheritance, you have that fixed position. Get back where you were supposed to be. Stop playing with the enemy and then running back to God. The devil is doing this. My mind is all over the place with this, and I'm going through this warfare. And Holy Spirit is like, why are you accepting something that's not even your portion? I'm trying to reveal to you something that your spouse is going through because you asked me maybe what season they were in, or the fact that the two have become one. That's a part of the insight that you get as being a standard as well, a standard that's in alignment. Thank you, Holy Spirit, with the Lord, a standard that has a covenant with the Lord. With that being said, Holy Spirit begins to reveal to you classified information. I've talked about this. So you know maybe what your spouse is going through, what they're enduring, what the Lord is allowing, what the Lord is letting you know the enemy is up to. If you still don't know these things, then you still got some processing to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just endure your process. So when the Lord does begin to give you this insight, you will know, oh, okay, these thoughts and feelings that I was having was not my own. You were revealing to me what my spouse is going through or are about to go through. Lord, what is my role in that? What is my responsibility in that? Are you just giving me the 411? Do I intercede for that? Do I step back and keep my hands out of it? This is how we flow with Holy Spirit. So I hope this makes sense. For those of you that this applies to, this should give, thank you, Holy Spirit, some language to what you guys may be currently going through. But head over to YouTube if you have not already watched that video of this kind. Holy Spirit gave that to me. I recorded that earlier this morning, but it's up on my channel now. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.